Asian Cuisine by Rachel Odom, Jasmine Pye, and Kayla Berry. Introduction. We are going to be diving into the two Asian cuisines from two different cultures. One cuisine being from Vietnam, which is known as pho. Pho is a Vietnamese cuisine that is extremely popular in America. The other dish being from South Korea, which is known as kimchi. Kimchi is a South Korean cuisine, which is also very popular in America. Asian cuisine contains a variety of flavors, textures, and traditions that have influenced people of all cultures and ethnic backgrounds around the world. Dishes like pho and kimchi each embody the culinary heritage of Vietnam and Korea. These dishes are not just foods, they tell stories of history, culture, and the artistry of Asian cuisine. Diving into pho, pho is a Vietnamese soup consisting of broth, rice, noodles, herbs, and meat. Usually, the meat that is used is beef, but sometimes people use chicken as well. Pho is a popular food in Vietnam where it is served in households, street stalls, and restaurants countrywide. The cuisine pho has become a very loved and admirable dish in America. The history of pho is very fascinating. The first permanent pho stalls were located in Van Cư. In 1860, rice noodles were invented before the war in southern China, Sa Ho Fan, which is the reference to the place of origin, Sa Ho. Workers from southern China lived in Tonkin, which is now known as northern Vietnam. The Sino War ended in a treaty between France and China. This resulted in the French controlling Tonkin. Under the French rule, the Vietnamese indulged and admired beef. They brought a love for beef due to the French rule. More history on pho. Blackening vegetables was a borrowed technique from the French. In 1954, people fled to the south, bringing their pho recipes. Saigon style of pho, which incorporates bean sprouts, herbs, and sauce. Before pho, there was a simple noodle soup called sao chow, made with water and buffalo meat. It was a very popular dish in Vietnam. Broth. The chicken or beef bones simmer in water for hours to create a flavorful base that defines the dish. Blackening vegetable roots is crucial for an extremely flavorful broth. Adding extra seasonings is also helpful as well. The broth is very flavorful due to all the seasonings and letting the water simmer for hours and hours. The plating of pho is very unique. At first, the bowl is just the noodles. Then, the broth is added for the flavor. After, it is decorated with cilantro and thin cut slices of beef or chicken. Bean sprouts and lime are also added as well. It's highly recommended to add heat, like hoisin sauce, jalapenos, chili sauce, peppers, and sriracha. The significance of pho is very unique. I believe pho is a very important dish because it shows an embodiment of the Vietnamese culture and it brings people together. It has grown as a dish over the years, exploring different flavors and textures. Pho has become a symbol of Vietnam, giving Vietnamese people a sense of pride. Moving on to the next dish, we have kimchi. Kimchi is known as a traditional Korean side dish. This cuisine is made from vegetables that are fermented. Most commonly, South Koreans will use the vegetables cabbage and Korean radishes. This cuisine is seasoned with a myriad of ingredients, such as garlic, scallions, ginger, chili pepper flakes, and so much more. When tasting and indulging in the flavors of kimchi, you experience flavors of spiciness, tanginess, and savouriness. The history of kimchi is also very broad, just like the history of pho. Over 2,000 years ago, kimchi originated in Korea. The beginning of kimchi first traces back to the ancient methods of preserving vegetables through fermentation. When fresh produce was extremely scarce during the winter times, the practice of fermentation was implemented in Korea to store vegetables over the winter. The significance of kimchi. This cuisine is considered one of Korea's most essential meals. Not only is kimchi extremely tasty, it is also very healthy and beneficial for your body. This cuisine entails an extreme amount of significance to Korea's cultural identity. The process of making kimchi during the winter months is an important cultural tradition that involves families uniting. They come together to prepare large batches of kimchi for the winter season. In summary, these two cuisines have embodied the cultural identities of their two countries. Pho embodies warmth and comfort with its broth, soft noodles, and fresh herbs. This creates a dish that soothes and satisfies. Meanwhile, kimchi is the complete opposite. It does soothe and satisfy, but it brings a bold, tangy, and spicy kick that amplifies the art of fermentation and the depth of Korean food culture. Together, these dishes highlight the diversity and cultural heritage of Asian cuisine. This brings people together worldwide to love their distinct taste and histories.